Broadcasting on Radio Star Worldwide. It's the Maverick Difference Radio Show with Paul Finck. When you want to step up and dare to be different, when you'll dare to be great and live to your fullest potential, when you are ready to dare to be a maverick and live the life of your dreams, then it's time to listen to Paul Finck.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are at the right place at the right time. The Maverick Difference Radio Show. This is your host, Paul Finck, live every Tuesday at 11 Eastern Time, when technology lets us, and on demand 24/7. We are here to talk about the Maverick difference, what it takes to be different. And one of the components that it takes is just show up. Just show up every single day at the highest and best possible you can be. And that is so powerful and so important. Most people, in my experience, show up, well, half-assed. They show up part of the way. They show up not quite being everything they could be in every possible way every day, no matter where they are. They think to themselves, well, it doesn't matter. I'm just at the grocery store. I'm just running an errand. I'm at a job I don't like, so the hell with this. I am just hanging out with friends, so what difference does it make? Or worse yet, I'm hanging out with my family, so why would I have to be at my best? It is those components, it is those pieces of life that create a magnitude of amazement, a magnitude of just incredible things in your life that create the nuance that makes the difference between living a life that you so love and living a life that you end up at the end of it with, woulda, coulda, shoulda, it's okay, I'm not so sure, maybe. I want you to get that you have a choice. You have a choice every day to live a life of magnitude, live a life of amazement that can create everything you want. I am, and in this year, I have moved myself to a whole new level. And people have been watching me over the years, and they've been watching me succeed and do well. And for some people, compared to where their seats are in the arena, they think the show has been just amazing. They think I've been doing really well and succeeding to a magnitude that is far beyond their wildest imagination. And yet, from my seats, I see, yes, I've done well. And yet I know I could be doing so much better. I know I could be achieving new heights and even greater heights than I ever imagined before. And I dedicate myself, commit myself every day to do that. Every year to say, this year is going to be my best year ever. This year is going to be even greater than last year, no matter how great last year was, no matter how incredible last year was, this year is going to be even better. Over the years, my wife and I, we started dating 30 years ago. 30 years ago. It's hard for me to imagine that much time has passed. My wife and I started dating 30 years ago, and we've had, well, let me be clear. We started dating 30 years ago. It doesn't mean we've been together for 30 years. We actually dated for a couple of years and then broke up for a time and then got back together. However, we've been back together now for a minimum, I believe it's now 20 years, absolutely by each other's side, solid. And during that time, we really got clear as to how to create a great life. And as I started talking about, it means just showing up. It means showing up to be a part of life every day. And what people don't get is showing up isn't showing up part of you. It's showing up all of you every day. So it's not a matter of simply just being, well, physically in that space. It means being mentally and emotionally and spiritually centered, where you are grounded in that space right now, right here, present with this conversation, listening with all your capabilities. My wife and I dedicated to do that every day in our marriage, every day in our life. Every year we look back. So at the end of the year, we'll look back and say, wow, what an interesting, fascinating year. What a great year. What was it in that year that was really magical for us? What was really exceptional for us? What did we accomplish, do, achieve, experience that made all the difference in our life and in our world? What was different than the previous years? What do we do that really stood out? And what's been amazing is every year we've been able to come up with that thing that said, yes, that stood out in our life. That was an amazing achievement. That was an amazing experience. And every year we then say, what about this year? We want to, desire to top last year. We want to experience something that's even greater, even more magical, even more amazing, reaching new heights, new achievements, new experiences than we ever have before. And every year we look back and we say, yes, that was great. And every year we look forward and say, how can we make it greater? How can we do something this year that tops that? That was incredible. And every year we do. I attribute it to the concept of just showing up and showing up with all the might, all the power, and all the desire to create that amazingness. When new opportunities come into our world, come into our life, when new opportunities show up, we know to say yes. We know to just drive for it. Because we started with that intent at the beginning of the year. We started with the understanding that we wanted that. We wanted something different. We wanted something more than we experienced last year, than we experienced last month, last decade, last couple decades. We wanted something new, different. And in that has come amazing results in our life. You don't know where it's going to come. For us, we haven't. We didn't realize exactly what it was going to be. A couple years, it was simply just having children. Yes, that was an amazing experience, especially since it always seemed to be a surprise. Exactly what was going to show up when we have now 3 sets of twins. Every year I'd call up friends and give them great news. And every year it ended up being like the following year after we had 2 consecutive years of having twins. The following year I'd call up old friends and say, guess what? And they say, don't tell me you're having another set of twins. No. Understand. So a couple of years, it was simply just we were growing our family and having a great time doing it. Then I'd end up writing a book, and that was amazing, coming out and becoming a best-selling author for the first time ever. Being on stage and talking to hundreds and thousands of people for the first time. That was an amazing experience. Being on TV for the first time. And yes, we've been on TV multiple times and been broadcast all around the world. And what an amazing experience. And every time something like that would happen, we'd go, wow, that's something to point to. That's something to say, yes, that's what we did different. Starting this radio show, absolutely a high point, and saying, yes, this is something, I thought of it, I dreamed of it, I never did it. And I finally said, now's the time. It's going to happen. And I stepped into this arena for this year and said, let's do this. What else? What else was it? Taking trips, taking amazing journeys around the country. A couple of years ago, we were in South Africa for 3 full weeks. I was training thousands of entrepreneurs throughout South Africa, helping them get that entrepreneurial spirit and understand how to build business and how to create more. Absolutely making a difference. This year, I'm driving my business to a whole new level. My dedication this year and my focus, and we're at the beginning of the year, is to double my business. Double my business over the next 12 months. I challenge each one of you to start thinking in that way. When I say double your business, how many of you are starting to shake just a little? Starting to say, oh my. Can I challenge you? How about you think the same way? How about you consider, what about you doubling your business in the next 12 months? Is it something that you dare to even think about? Something you dare to even consider as part of your life? Something that you could do? I remember years ago, and this was early on in my speaking career, somewhere around 8 years ago now. I remember I was listening to a speaker in the front of the room, and a speaker that was talking about goal setting and really stepping out of your comfort zone. And I was just hanging out in the back, not really paying any attention until he said those words. I challenge you to double your business in the next 12 months. I went, whoa. I remember it hitting me and thinking to myself, I've already done well. I've already stepped out of my comfort zone. I got out of a traditional business I was in and really stepped out into creating an abundance in my family's life and in my life. And I thought, I've already done that. Oh my gosh. Do I dare to consider what it would mean to double it again? To really stretch myself to that magnitude? And I remember thinking as soon as I thought it, well, since it's scaring me, I must. Since it's in my brain that, oh my gosh, and it's hitting me that powerfully, I must step forward and consider that I must get clear with that and step into that power and take that challenge. Because it already felt uncomfortable for me. And I'm the one that preaches, step out of your comfort zone. Be a maverick. I knew I had to do it. And what's interesting is I did. I stepped up. I changed some things that I was doing in my business. I showed up more often. I showed up more powerfully when I did. And I created a doubling in my business. I've been growing very well over the years and ever since then. And things have done well. Only this year I've decided take that challenge again. Really explode my business. And what's interesting is I'm already on track to make that happen. It's only been a couple months since I've dedicated myself to and designed myself in this way. Create a new litmus, a new line in the sand, a new challenge in my life to drive me to a new beginning. How about you? Are you in a place where you're ready to take the next step in your life? Are you in a place where you're ready to actually create something more, something different? We're going to talk about some of the nuance on what that looks like, what it's been for me and what it is for you in just a moment. We're going to take a break now, and I want to let you know a couple ways to get in touch with me before we do. I've got one is the Maverick Difference, the maverickdifference.com. Go to that website, go and download. I've got a great book there for you. It gives you some tips on how to double your business right there in a great book I wrote just a little bit ago. Absolutely. The maverickdifference.com. Go to that, download that. It's my gift to all of you. In the meantime, we're going to be talking more about this in just a moment. This is Paul Finck. This is the Maverick Difference Radio Show. See you after this.
This is the Maverick Difference Radio Show with Paul Finck. We'll be back right after this.
Hi It's Blade, and I host a show right here on the Star Worldwide Networks. As an at least 30-year radio veteran, I have a tale or two to tell, and I've talked to them all.
Radio personality.
Now that's just nasty.
I can't hear you, though, because the music is so loud.
You'll enjoy the show. It's weekly on Fridays live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can catch all the shows on Star Worldwide at any time on demand.
All day, every day.
And hey, if you'd like to do your own show, give us a call or email, and we'll give you your own show. You'll be free to do whatever you want.
Why are people against the LGBT community?
We'll provide the internet bandwidth, the website for your show, and the studio.
It's very intense, very surreal.
This is the future.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
He's getting hits and jogging down the...
And with an eye to the future.
And you can do the show from anywhere in the world at any time.
Don Bramwell Live. Here it is, a beautiful Tuesday evening here in L.A.
Join on. It's the new frontier.
It's a new frontier.
It's awesome. The Star Worldwide Networks.
The Magnificent Leader with your host, Patty Azar, can be heard every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on StarWorldWideNetworks.com. Join Patty Azar as she gathers insight and wisdom from magnificent leaders across the world. The Magnificent Leader has a zest for life and an appetite to live it to the fullest. They love their people, remove the obstacles to their success, and celebrate their wins with everyone. If you want to learn the secrets to creating joy, happiness, and success in your life and career, become a magnificent leader. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. or anytime 24/7 on StarWorldWideNetworks.com. You're listening to Paul Finck and the Maverick Difference Radio Show. Now, here's Paul.
Welcome back. This is Paul Finck, your host, the Maverick Millionaire, on the Maverick Difference Radio Show, live every Tuesday at 11 Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and on demand 24/7. Welcome back, and we're talking about making a difference, and making a difference by simply showing up. And I started talking about what it means to show up, and all too often people think it simply means physically just to stand there, and sometimes it does. However, when you really want a quantum leap, when you really want to create a magnificent life and abundance in your life, showing up, it's not just showing up, it's showing up fully. It's showing up being everything that you can be. It's being physically, mentally, emotionally present every moment, wherever you are, in every capacity. Tell you a couple things, and I was talking about my commitment to create more, and my commitment to create actually doubling my business this year. And it started early on in earlier this year, and actually it started slightly the end of last year. I joined a mastermind group, and I was networking a ton, and I was really putting myself in position to explode. And what that means is I put myself out there. All too often, especially as an entrepreneur, we get, tied up in our own little world. We get caught in, I report to the office every day, so I'm showing up, aren't I? And oftentimes our office is where? In our own home. So we get out of bed, we get in, stay in our pajamas, and we go to our desk, and we're showing up every single day. And then we spend another 3-4 hours on Facebook. We answer a couple emails, make 1 or 2 phone calls to our best buddies, and chit chat about business. Yeah, they're our best buddies, but they happen to be in the same industry, and they're not doing anything either. So we talk about what's going on in our business and complain about what's not going on in our business. And then, oh my gosh, it's time to end the day and go home. And that's how we fill our day. And we believe that is showing up. No, absolutely not. I know in my business, it's all about people. And I've worked out of my home. I've been doing this for 30 years, working out of my home as an entrepreneur. I know when I get stale. I get stale when I've been in my office for 2 weeks straight and I haven't seen anybody live. That's when I need to get out. And so I make sure that I get out on a regular basis, and I schedule it into my day, into my time to get out meeting people, get out networking with people. There's always networks around. There's always places to go. search them out and go hang out with people. Now, best is to hang out with like-minded people. Hang out with people that absolutely do what you do, or are the clientele that you want to hang out with, or the people that are strategic partners, or really good strategic partners within your industry. And you go and hang out with these people. And I force myself out. I force myself to really network and stay within those communities on a regular basis. Now, what does regular basis mean? Well, in my opinion, most people here. That's not cutting it. For the people that want to create success, you want to be with people every single week. And you want to be in a major network at least once a month. Without that, the chances of you building new connections and building strategic partners and building new joint ventures for your business are slim to none. In this day and age, there's so many capabilities of touching people, of connecting with people, of being with people. Make sure that you're out and about and doing that. And so I got real and I connected with people, and I went to a multiple networking events, almost back to back, where almost every week or several times, it was a couple times a week, going to networking events. And I've been doing that steady since the beginning of the year. So now it's been, in this time frame, it's been 4, maybe 5 months now that I've been steady going to multiple networking events every single week, networking with more and more people. That's showing up. That's showing up major. And yet that's what it takes to double your business. That's what it takes to explode it. Really get out there and get connected with the right people. So I was connected with people, and so when there's a room, and let's just say there's a room of 100 people. Out of the 100 people, how many of those people are you really connecting with? Are you connecting with 1, 2, 3? Are you connecting with 5, 10? Or are you connecting with 20, 30, 40, 50 out of the 100? I want you to get that the showing up, and when I talk about showing up in magnitude, showing up with everything you have, showing up completely present with an understanding of why you're there. That's what I did. I showed up completely present with an understanding of why I was there. Why was I there? I was there to create more of my business, to connect with the right people, connect with more people that together we were going to create a magnitude for all of our businesses or for all of our lives, one way or the other. So you connect with a magnitude of people while you're there. So I'm at the networking event and I'm connecting with people, and every connection is a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. It's fragments of time. And yet every fragment was building a new relationship here, a new relationship there. Did all of them prosper? Oh man, all of them went to these amazing strategic partners, more of my business. No, not everyone. There are some of them that were just great connections. What we found out in our couple seconds of communicating to one another was that we really weren't a match, or at least not right now. A couple of them, we could be a match. However, we're not exactly sure how yet. That's going to take more time. Others were, I see that we really could be a match. However, I'm not sure exactly when would be a good time for us to strategic partner up to be that match. Maybe it's not now. Maybe it is later. We're going to be a match, just not sure when. And then, hi everyone, Paul, you're the Maverick Millionaire, here to invite you to. Then, where did that come from? Then there are absolutely people that you match up with, that you connect with. So out of 100 people in the room, and you connect with at least 50 of those people, there'll be that one that 2, maybe that 3 that are absolutely, bam, things happen. Oh, but wait. Do they happen right away? Oh, you go to a networking event, you come home, you're like, oh, nothing happened. This is a waste of time. I'm not going to any more networking events ever again. No, you got to give it time to just simmer, just percolate just a little. I went to an event, and this was back about 5 months ago. 5 months ago, and I went to an event, connected with somebody there, and realized we had mutual connections of other people, realized there was a connection of what we possibly could do together, and we had a conversation. After that conversation, there was one email which went nowhere. And that was all that was ever thought about, ever talked about with that one connection. 4 months later, I get a call. 4 months after making that connection, 1,000 people since then I've networked with, not giving this person another thought. It was a great connection, exchanged emails, nothing right now, didn't really percolate anything yet. Then I got a call. He realized from our conversation what I could do for him, realized what we could possibly do together, and he called me with that as the foundation. Over the last month, we have created a magnitude of new business, of new financial wealth for both of us, new magnitude on what we were able to put together almost overnight as a great strategic partner, all of which had happened months earlier. In my experience, this has happened over and over again in my life. As I trace it back, sometimes it's days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, and sometimes it's years between the time that you make the connection and the time when it shows up in your life with a magnitude that can really make a difference. However, every time I trace it back to an opportunity I had and a choice I had to make a difference, a choice I had to either show up or not show up, to play full out or not play full out, to be completely present or not. Every single time as I trace back a great partnership, a great strategic partner, a great opportunity, a great windfall in my business or in my life, some great achievement or opportunity, and I trace it back to where it began, it always has its roots in, well, did I show up? Did I show up fully? Did I show up when I didn't want to? Just showing up made all the difference in the world. For this particular person and for this particular opportunity, I showed up and I showed up fully, and it was a 10-minute conversation that has now led to what will be a multi-six-figure contract in my business. All because I decided to spend a moment. I decided to get out there with people without the guarantee, without the assuranceness, without the understanding of what was going to happen, just knowing that when I showed up, something would. I trust that. I believe in it. I've traced it. Now it's your opportunity. Are you just showing up? Are you showing up when you can? Are you showing up every opportunity you can? And are you showing up in every magnitude that you possibly can? The only person that can answer that question is you. Check yourself. Check yourself whether it's possible for you to show up even more. Show up more of yourself, more present, more absolutely on task, and whether it's possible for you to show up in more magnitude, in more places. Come hang out with me, and I want to give you one other link. It's the there that is to my boot camp, where just showing up is just one of the topics we talk about over 3 full days of just me on stage to give you the magnitude of everything that you want in your life. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire. This is the Maverick Difference Radio Show. Till next time, everyone.
Thanks for listening to Paul Finck and the Maverick Difference Radio Show. You can listen to Paul live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern and anytime 24/7 on RadiostarWorldwide.com.